How are you doing, folks? Hope you're doing all well. As always, I'd just like to give me a hello if you can actually hear me, because as always, I never actually trust these platforms whatsoever. How are we all doing? Speak to me, folks. I know this always plays, and I haven't cocked it up for a very long time, but just say someone in chat if you can hear me all. Well, geez Louise, man. 44 in chat already. That is just amazing. Thank you so much for everybody turning up. Massive thanks indeed. Right. Let's get on with things because, to be perfectly honest, I am absolutely dog tired. Mad or mad. It's been a hectic week. It's been a hectic flaming 6 weeks to be fair. But I'll not get into that because a lot of it's personal. But no, nice to see everyone here. Nice to see everyone. So I'm just going to have a quick look through the chat, see who's here. Let's wind it right back to the top. So evening to Diane. Thanks very much for popping in, love. Diane is your bouncer for the night, and I think I saw Stephen there as well, so he's bouncing as well. Even though we actually do have a bouncer in the chat, by the name of the Right Honourable Welshman Beardo. So we've got Diane in, we've got the Mad Wecker, we've got I can't even see it. Julie, how are you doing, love? Yeah, I can't say that. I can't even get my words out these days, and I haven't even had a drink yet. In fact, that just reminds me. Cheers, folks. Drink aware. Always drink responsibly, if you can't. Jason Voorhees, aka my good man Steve, is in the chat. Beardo is in as well. Fantastic to see him. The bearded Welshman, the bearded wonder. Amy and Aussie, nice to see you. Don't scare Claire. I tell you what, I am going to say this about the Don't Scare Claire. Congrats, Claire, for reaching 2,000 subscribers. Well done, love. Nice to see your content doing so well. So yeah, go and check out Don't Scare Claire if you haven't already seen it before, because she does some great stuff. And I'm sorry, Claire, that I haven't actually commented on any of your videos yet, but I have watched some, but I have hit that like button, just so you know. Who else is here? Where are we at? Nick from Walking the Weird is here as well. Great to see you here, Nick. Again, another fantastic channel. Please go and check out these fantastic channels that are shout out. Christy Patrick? Christy, lovely to see you. The Sober Carper, I love that name. Always crops up in my live feed, and thanks very much for the constant support, Sober Carper. Excuse me, belching down the microphone. I normally Beardo would normally click his button there, but I'm using the headset tonight, so it's all burps and whistles. There we go. Dr. Deb is in. Nice to see you, Dr. Deb. Juniper is in. The Paranormal Justin, the Right Honourable Justin from the Paranormal Monkey podcast, is in the house. Great to see you, mate. Fantastic. I tell you what, I'm going to say this. If you haven't already seen Justin's Paranormal Monkey podcast, please go and check it out. He did a fantastic YouTube podcast with the Right Honourable Beardo on Monday. So yeah, go back on his YouTube channel, check it out, because I know there's a lot of fans of Beardo, are a few fans of mine. So yeah, go and check him out. Justin from the Paranormal Monkey Podcast. And if you don't know who Justin is, I'll just tell you this as well. If you've been watching YouTube paranormal stuff for a long time, Justin is one half of former Paranormal Truth, who influenced the Ouija brothers. So there we go. Royalty, paranormal royalty. And obviously Diane, of course, is also paranormal royalty. But just because she doesn't have a YouTube channel doesn't mean she isn't paranormal royalty. Mr. Badger's Macabre Music. What? That's going to be one of my favourite names so far. Mr. Badger's Macabre Music. Welcome in, sir. Amy and Ozzy. I think I've said Amy and Ozzy. DPI. Chris from DPI. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Another investigation channel you want to check out, especially if you fancy a few laughs as well. They're a right bunch of crazy folks. Reach Beyond Paranormal. How are you doing, fella? There's another one to check out. I tell you what, I keep on all these shouting out all the time. I've got to get down. Jan W. Hello. Ruby Moon. Nice to see you. Abigail Atkin. Now, what are you doing here, love? Now, everybody give Abby some love in the chat. Abby is a long-term friend of mine. I've been knowing each other for a heck of a lot of years. Always. I'm due for a visit, Nottingham. I'm coming to see you soon, Abby. I have to. And your wonderful husband, and your wonderful family as well. Wonderful people. There we are. There, Dr. Deb. Stella Marie Smithson. How are you doing, Stella? Katrina's in as well. Janice is in. Tony, how you doing, fella? Nice to see you, mate. Tony is. You might have seen Tony on a few of my videos as well. Great bloke, paranormal investigator for a lot of years, way longer than what I have, that's for sure. 3 Spires Paranormal and Paralytic Activities. Now, to me, these two folks should probably work hand in hand. That could be a riot of a video. Paralytic Activities and 3 Spires Paranormal. My goodness me. I'd pay money to see that. Joe, how you doing, love? Nice to see you, all the way from Kentucky. But I don't think you're living in Kentucky anymore, though. Where are you living now? You did tell me in the last one. I forgot now, Joe. Joe, I always say this, like Joe was one of my first ever subscribers. And she won the first ever prize as well. I used to give away prizes back in the day, believe it or not, folks. I think Joe was the first one. Where we at? Tony. I think that's about it for the time being. If I've missed anybody else, I do apologise. I shall say hello to people as I see them. Lisa, nice to see you, Lisa. Lisa, long-term follower of the Dead and Cold. Lovely to see you, pet. And always forever changing the hair colour. Who else is in? I am getting down to the bottom. I'm nearly at the bottom, folks. I'm nearly at the bottom. I don't want to miss anyone. Sir Spooks Fest, nice to see you. Thanks very much. Amy and Ryan's Weird Adventures. Always good. Always good to see you. Amy or Ryan, whoever's listening, can you tell me if that hot sauce has arrived yet? Because if it hasn't, I'm going to have to send another one. Yes, my son has popped in. Matthew Davison, my son, has popped in and saying hello, Father. Yes, it's not Darth Vader. He actually is my boy. Where are we at? We are nearly at the bottom. The bottom keeps on getting bigger, though. I get the big. Oh, Beardo, thanks very much for the 2. Much appreciated, mate. Membership. Hang on a minute. Membership wouldn't work, so have £2. I'm gonna have to get that fixed, mate. I have to have you as a member. Oh, good stuff, man. Right, I think we are pretty much at the bottom there now. We are. Tony has hit the bottom. Tony's bringing up the bottom. Who misses? Chris, yes. Beer. I definitely need it. I've earned it this week. I know it's like advertising, but I am drinking a can of Brewdog Hazy Jane tonight. Always good. I don't mind. I don't mind some of the hazy ones now and again, which the Americans are quite famous for. Mike Lowry is. I've heard Beardo. This is from Beardo's neck of the woods. I'm sure Mike Lowry's from Beardo's crowd. I've seen him shout out Mike Lowry before. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for popping in. Right, 57 in chat. Jesus Christ. Sorry for swearing. Right. To be perfectly honest, folks, I have. I've had a bit of a mental one, to be fair, over this past week or so, and I was actually going to. I had in mind to do this. I was going to do some prep for it and all that kind of stuff, but I just haven't actually done anything at all. So I'm going to have to do this all from the wooden noggin. So what I'm going to start off with is, I just want to let you know what will be happening. Yes, Brewdog Chris. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat at the same time, because it's a lot easier when there's just me. I can keep an eye on the chat. So as far as the channel is concerned, and this is kind of this is like something that's from it is from my personal life, but it also has an effect on a lot of other things as well. So until this certain thing is out of the way, I'm going to get Woodchester Mansion video out of the way first, because obviously I have the footage for that, which is also fantastic. So I'm going to get Woodchester Mansion out of the way first. Obviously, a few of you might have actually seen my little drone footage. What does that say? Yes, definitely. Really enjoy your podcast with Philip Mandel. It was a cracking one. Well done, well spotted, Mr. DPI, Chris. Paranormal by the Sea, good evening indeed. There's another channel that needs a shout out. Please go and check out these channels, folks, because they are all good. Nice to see you, Paranormal by the Sea. I don't know who's in. Is it Jen or Steve? I don't know. Is it Jen? Sorry, it might not be Jen. I might be wrong. Sorry if it isn't. So, what I'm going to do, as far as this channel is concerned, for the foreseeable, for the short term, and definitely for the medium term as well, after I get Woodchester Mansion out of the way, I'm gonna, I don't know, I don't really release a lot of videos, but I'm not going to be doing any more paranormal, out and out paranormal videos for a while. And I've got a couple of reasons for this, so don't hate me all at once, and please don't leave. Well, you're not at liberty to stay, of course, but you know, if you so want to actually unsubscribe and leave from what I'm about to say, then so be it. It's been nice having you aboard, folks. But but after I get Woodchester Mansion video out of the way, I'm not going to be doing any more out and out paranormal investigation videos for a while. Reasons for is a couple of things. Obviously my personal situation at the moment as well is kind of impacting on it. It shouldn't be, but it is, and it probably shouldn't. But I'm not letting it, because I have to obviously make sure that everything is okay further down the line. So I really can't be spending money booking venues and doing that kind of stuff, or going further afield. So That is one of the reasons why I'm not doing any more out and out paranormal investigations for a while. And as Diane says, that is unfortunately life. Life gets in the way sometimes. It really does. But we'll come out the other side of it, and we'll be fine. Thank you very much indeed, Beardo. That's very kind of you to say so. Hi, Audrey. How are you doing? So, yeah, that is what's going to happen there. But and another reason why I am not going to continue doing paranormal investigations for a while is, and this might come as a bit of a hard listen for some folks, but I am a little bit. Don't take this the wrong way, folks, but I'm a little bit fed up of doing it. Not that I'm actually fed up about, I loved Woodchester Mansion. It was absolutely fantastic, and that's the kind of places I would like to be the most, because that actually gives me a lot of content that I prefer. I love the old buildings, as I've said before, and some of you long-term watchers or listeners to the channel have the give me stone and timber over bricks and mortar any day. I love those buildings. They actually, and I said this to obviously me and Steve when we went to Woodchester Mansion. Me and Steve met Corinne and her crowd in there. I was invited there by Corinne from the Jamaica Inn Paranormal team and South Bristol Paranormal. So please go and check them out on Facebook. So yeah, fantastic to be invited there, and I will do my damnedest to do that video some justice, because the building is just superb. It is absolutely superb. It really is, and I'll be looking forward to actually to finishing that video and getting it out there for you, because anybody that likes that kind of stuff is it'll be a treat for them, that's for sure. And I'll try and include as much history as I possibly can. On the flip side of that, I've had a few people before asking me if I'd ever consider doing abandons. Not recently, they haven't asked, but it has happened in the past, and obviously, I don't do them. I've done. I know I'm not being hypocrite. I am being probably a bit of a hypocrite here. I've done one before. Obviously, I did Nanai Hall, or better known as Haunted Hill. That was an abandoned mansion. But I was there with Martin, and obviously we didn't have Martin. Obviously, Martin doesn't own the place. We didn't have Martin's permission. I'm sure Martin wish he did own the place. To be fair, if Martin did own the place, it would be a lot better. It would be a lot better feckle, that's for sure. Cheers, Beto. Much appreciated the comment, mate. But for me, as Nick has just said from Walking the Weird, history is where it's at for me. History and hauntings, for me anyway, go hand in hand, and I think that the two just like they tie each other in. If the place hasn't got history, like a lot of these abandoned places have, they kind of mean nothing to me. And some of them are okay. I don't mind. I'm not gonna sit here. This is I said this in my YouTube message in the description. I'm not here to badmouth anyone at all that does abandoned stuff. Fair play to them if that's what they like to do. I mean, a lot of my people that I follow do abandoned stuff, but for me, all I'm seeing these days is abandoned stuff. Hiya, Jem. How you doing, love? Nice to see you. You just caught me there when I'm just start talking about your favorite one of your favorite topics, love. Abandoned houses. So yeah, I never intend to do abandoned stuff at all. It's not for me. It obviously is for some people, and to be honest, as if you're going to go, and this is why I've got a counter argument for this. this is why I think that, and I'm sure you don't probably need me to say this. This is why I think the rise of abandoned videos on YouTube for urbex and paranormal folks has got such a rise to not notability, probably the wrong end of the notable scale for me, really. But I to get into venues for paying venues, that money has just gone through the roof. Obviously, this is all just like a knock-on effect from COVID, and obviously the financial crisis and all that kind of stuff. It's just like everything's just gone stupid. So, and that's why a lot of people have gone to these, if you want to call them in inverted commas, free places. And that's for people that actually want to get constant, constant, what do you call it? Constant content pushed out on their channels. I mean, some people actually rely on the constant content. Obviously, the two of my favorite my favorite people, the Ouija brothers, do a lot of abandoned stuff. They do other stuff as well, but they do a lot of abandoned stuff as well. That's Steve's job. Not to go into abandoned places, of course, but that's his form of income. And Steve and Griff are very good about going into these abandoned places. I'm not saying I agree with it, but and I can understand why they do it. I can understand why anybody does it. But for me, it's not a thing. And it's YouTube, especially paranormal YouTube, has just become saturated with abandoned places. And what you'll normally get as well, and I'm not getting at certain teams for this. What you'll get is a team will actually will do a new abandoned place, and then you'll get like another 5 or 6 teams will do the same abandoned place. So you're seeing the same kind of video from fair enough another point of view, which is also good, but it's the same place again. And a lot of these supposed haunted places. I am keeping an eye on the chat, but I just want to try and get this out. I'm going to try and stop myself, so I will try and get back into the chat and answer any questions that you might have there, or comment on anything you might have. But I forgot my train of thought there now. So a lot of these houses get given names. For instance, the Jumanji house, the Chainsaw house, and that's just a few. The few that I can think of off the top of my head. The Screaming house. I mean, there's nothing actually going on there whatsoever. I mean, it's just. It's for me. It's just and I know a lot of the paranormal investigation teams that I watch don't make up these names. They get given these names by, I don't know where these names come from, to be fair. Probably because I've obviously watched In the House. So, for instance, there was a few weeks ago, I think Staffordshire Paranormal Explorers, I saw one of theirs. It was probably more than a few weeks ago, to be fair. Great team. I absolutely love James and Rianne. Fantastic team. I know they might be in chat, they might not be, I'm not too sure. But if they are, hello, James and Rianne. But they did the birdcage house because there was actually quite a few bird cages in the house, like old-fashioned Victorian bird cages, which was nice to actually see. But, it's another abandoned house. If that's what people like, then fair play to them. I am not going to sit here and say, you must not go and do that. I know I've seen my thumbnail with a big old beard and me pointing like that kind of thing. Bit of clickbait, fair enough. But it's just not for me. It really isn't. So there we go. That's my thoughts on that, on abandoned stuff. Fair play to anybody that wants to do that. I'm not going to sit here and slag off any teams that are going to go and do that. I think people probably know by now where I stand with my channel and what I like to actually put out on it. If there's history to be had, I mean that was my original train of thought. when I first actually put out the first ever video from Gold Christmas Church, and that's why I went to Gold Christmas Church, because it's got a bit of a macabre history to it. Fair enough, it's a ruin. It's outdoors. You can no longer get inside the tower because they blocked the tower off because it became unstable. So they blocked the tower off. You can't get in there anymore, which is a bit of a shame because there are some videos on it, some old videos of people actually going into that tower of Gold Christmas Church. It used to be like a big spiral staircase that went to the top. I mean, Diane, I don't think Diane actually lives. Well, I say not too far from it, but she knows Gold Christmas Church probably more than me, and I think Tony knows Gold Christmas Church more than me. So they might be able to remember when when it actually wasn't blocked up. But it's got plenty of folklore. It's got plenty of folklore and plenty of history as well, and that's what I kind of like. So, how are you doing, Side Eye Guy? Nice to see you here, mate. There's another one of another debunker. Nice to see you. Hi, Janice. How are you doing? UK Paranormal Search. How are you doing? So I'm just going to flick through the before I start again on a. Well, I'm not ranting because I'm not really a rant, to be fair, but I just like to try and get my point across when I can. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yep. Now let's see. Sorry, I got distracted there. Some noise going on downstairs. Lorian, how you doing, love? How are you doing? Catherine, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Anybody else has dropped in the channel whilst I've been yabbering on? Thanks very much indeed. It is really appreciated. And having 74 people in chat, that's just unbelievable. Mrs. Bob the Beard, hello. Three Spires, Lee, how you doing, mate? I'll actually tell you what. I'll be. I know it's not common knowledge, but I shall be meeting up with Lee later on this year, and that is going to be a great thing. I think sometime in August, isn't it, Lee? From memory, I can't remember. My memory's actually shot. Locks for Lee. Hashtag locks for Lee. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the channel, folks. Just to reiterate, that's what I'm doing for the channel. But to actually to try and counteract the potential loss of videos. Again, I don't really put out a great deal of videos, and I know you're probably thinking, well, you've put out less and less videos as the months go on. But I have had a lot. I've got a lot to deal with this year, especially, and again, that's just a life thing. Life just gets in the way. So hopefully, as the year rolls merrily forward, we'll all get back to a bit of normality, and then we can start getting some more paranormal investigations now and again. But even then, cheers, Beto. Always appreciate the voiceover work. We are indeed, Lee, that is where we are going. Sometime, don't blurt out the date, mate. We'll have, because because the pair of us are quite famous. We'll get we'll get mobbed, mate. We'll get mobbed. We'll never get away. Joking, of course. My auntie's in. Auntie Teresa is in the chat. Say hello to me, auntie. My auntie Teresa is my dad's sister. Always nice. She's been following my channel for a long time as well, pretty much from the start. So to counteract probably the lack of videos or paranormal videos, what I intend to do, I intend to find some ruins which have, I kind of want to. Actually, Nick pointed this out as well. Nick from Walking the Way. She was obviously she said in one of the messages that I posted on one of the social medias that I hope you're going back to basics, and I am going to try my damnedest to go back to basics with what I've kind of first started doing, and that's kind of what I want to do for the foreseeable future. Is to do a lot of these, not a lot, but things that aren't too far away from me, just to try and explore. Because I live in Hertfordshire, and you've got a lot of counties around Hertfordshire. Obviously, you've got London just down the way as well, one of the home counties. Um, so less paranormal, more chilly. Yeah, cheers, Justin. And actually, I do have some chilly stuff coming up soon. To be fair, yeah. So yeah, because I've got myself actually like I haven't got it's too far away to reach. I'm not going to go and get up and walk across the room and go and get it. But I've got myself like a little DJI Pocket 2 camera. They are great little things, great little gimbals on them, kind of thing. And I think between that and using the drone, I'll be able to get some great shots and some great footage. So that'll be you'll be a lot easier to walk and talk using the gimbal on the Pocket 2. So yeah, that is going to be the way I'm going to roll for the foreseeable future. Brian Yates from New England. How the devil are you, sir? That's what you got as well, Nick. It's good. It's good. I've got the I haven't got a fantastic drone, but it is a DJI drone. DJI Mini 2, I think it is. Look at all these United States people piling in. Auntie Teresa, I've got our cousin in there now. Ben Dodsworth is my cousin in the States. Nice to see you, mate. I tell you what, I need to actually get over to the States if I can ever afford it in the years to come. I so need to get over to the States and go and visit my dad's sister over in the States and her family, my uncle John, and obviously Ben. But obviously, yeah, it'd be fantastic. I'd love to go. I'd love to go to the States one day. Ben is an avid lover of my hot sauces as well. Adam Hartree just popped in from Maryland. Is that excuse my ignorance, Adam, but is that Maryland in the States? That's fantastic. I actually look at my analytics on the on YouTube the other day, and I know I've noticed this before, but I don't tend to look at the analytics on YouTube. I probably should really try and make the channel to try and clean the channel up and make it that little bit better. Fantastic for popping in, Adam. Thanks very much indeed. And hello, Ragnar Ligibird. I think that's the way you say it. I could be very wrong, but thanks very much for popping in. Yeah. So what was I saying? Totally forgotten there now. I totally lost my train of thought again. See, that's what happens when you get old. I mean, I'm 52 there now, and I've been losing my train of thought. My short-term memory is becoming despicably bad. Cheers, man. I'm not actually blowing my own trumpet here, but I had my cousin Ben just actually who was in the chat there. He actually just messaged me just a couple of days ago and said, honestly, I ain't bullying you, but he said if I'd bought that in the shop, I'd go and buy it again because it was that good. So I'll stick a feather in my cap for that one, and thanks very much indeed. Yeah, that's the one I can actually make now and now again. It's going to be good. That is going to be a staple hot sauce on the Chili Northerner channel. So yeah, those of you that actually might like, I don't know, I am going to give my other channel a bit of a shout out. So I don't have any I haven't got a banner for it or anything like that. I haven't prepared any banners or anything like that tonight. But if you want to get over to on YouTube, look for the Chili Northerner. That is my other channel. So what it is, I'll just give you a brief synopsis of it. I live in a very small terraced house. There's a very small back garden, and I like to prove that you can actually, as long as you've got a south-facing garden, like I have, thankfully, you can actually still grow screaming hot chilies and obviously other milder chilies in your back garden in the UK, in the UK weather, without a greenhouse. So there we go. Self-promoting, exactly, Beadle. Good stuff. Who else just popped in? I just recognised a new name there. Gen C +3. I'm in Florida let's have a look at this one. I'm in Florida in the US, but I love watching exploration videos, historical stories, and the old architecture. That's always nice. It's always nice to see for those of us who don't travel. Yep, exactly. Thanks very much, Jen. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. So, what other things I was going to get onto you about the channel, and hopefully, it's Brian saying 95% of all YouTube channels also do are based in the UK. Oh God. Surely there must be some good. Well, I know there's a couple of good United States YouTube channels for ghosty stuff, and one of them is actually in this chat right now. Amy and Ryan's Weird Adventures. Please go and check them out because they are inspired me to help me make. I know obviously a lot of inspiration originally came from the Ouija Brothers, and obviously other teams down the line, but. After getting hooked into Amy and Ryan's Weird Adventures, when they used to be called Full Dark Paranormal, the way they used to do videos and narrate and the camera shots, it was right up my alley, to be fair. And they are downright honest as well. So there we go. If you don't think that any paranormal YouTube channels are honest, at least go to Amy and Ryan's Weird Adventures and give them a big like and a big subscribe and a big hug from me, because I have met Amy and Ryan in real life. Myself and Lorian have, and I think obviously Diane's met them as well in real life, and Justin and Jem. See, we all know them. Exactly, Jem. Exactly. Amy and Ryan are amazing. Been following them for years. Couldn't put it better myself, love. Maisie Rose, hi Mark. I can't grow chilies outside here in Scotland unless I fit them all with a with a snorkel. Love that. Oh God, Scotland. Well, it's such a beautiful place. It really is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No worries, side eye guy. No worries at all, mate. You just you do you, and if you're in the background, mate, all of the better. Thanks very much for popping in, mate. I tell you what I want to give as well. I want to give. I'm not wearing this just for a reason. I wanted to actually give this guy a massive shout out. If you like, not paranormal investigations, but if you like outdoor camping and a good laugh, and watch a couple of blokes or a bloke from the northeast who's originally from County Durham, which is my home county. Go and give Chris from the Blot Outdoor Show a big like and a big subscribe and a big follow, because for me, that guy just frigging cheers me up something terrible. He really does. He's what a laugh he is. I know he's very northeast, and he goes around a lot of the places in the northeast to do his camping. He does stealth camping, obviously camping where you shouldn't be camping. Wild camping when he goes to some beautiful places in the Lake District. He really does. And he also does a Friday night food review, takeaway food review, where we'll go and do like low star health and hygiene takeaway reviews of places. him and some of his he has a lot of friends that, well, not a lot, but he has a good handful of friends that sometimes come in and out of his channel. All of them are proper characters, really are. So, and they're all from the northeast. I'm so glad I found his channel. Years and years. No, I didn't. I've only been following him for about 6 months, 6 or 7 months, something like that. But absolutely fantastic. Really is a good. Personally, because I'm from the northeast, I find them very amusing. I mean, you may not, but please go and check them out. Fantastic stuff. And those of you that, because he's got a thicker accent than me as well, so those of you that may not have trouble understanding me sometimes, you might want to put subtitles on because he's got a thicker accent still. Thanks very much, Lisa. it actually is, Beardo, and he will say as much as well. No, but he's absolutely classy. He really is proper northeast. So, what I was going to ask you guys is something I want to try. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to nick someone's idea. Now, this someone is obviously quite famous and has definitely grown in fame over the last, especially within the paranormal community, over the last several years. I don't think he watches my stuff, but I have met the gentleman twice before actually. But his name is Danny Robbins, and you might know him from the Battersea Poltergeist, the Uncanny series. And at the moment, he's doing Uncanny USA, which is fantastic. If you have a look, check out BBC Sounds and look up Uncanny or the Battersea Poltergeist or what was the other one? Was it the Witch House? I can't remember what it was. Something to do with the witch place in Wales. Yeah, so please go and check out his podcasts because it is on BBC Sounds. So type in BBC Sounds on the YouTube search and then get on with it. How are you doing, Ryan? Nice to see you in, mate. You might be able to tell me if, I didn't actually catch if Amy had said that the sauce has arrived or not, but I think you'd probably have told me by now if it had. Did you? Yeah, we saw. So myself, Diane, Tony, and Steve went to see Uncanny live in Watford last year. It was absolutely fantastic. I actually jump scared myself several times, to be fair. Brian, I'll check that out. Mark, have you watched Tim M's channel from Russia? He's a great filmmaker. Well, I haven't watched that, Brian, but I'll check that out. So, on that note of so how Danny Robbins actually first started was he actually asked people to get in contact with him about their ghost stories, if you want to call it. If they had any ghost stories, any kind of personal ghost stories that they might want to talk to him about and get it down on an email. So a lot of people. I've only done 4 ghost stories in my dead cold tales, but I'm looking to actually do some more. So if anybody is interested in writing down a ghost story that you think might last maybe 15 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes, I don't mind, but ideally around about 15 to 20 minutes. If anybody has a ghost story they would like to email me, you can email me at deadcoldparanormal at what is it again? Yeah, deadcoldparanormal@gmail.com. Hello, Paranormal Torch. How are you doing? I saw yeah. It's if you ever got to go and see Uncanny Live, I know he's doing his second run of Uncanny Live again. He's going around various bits and pieces. various different cities. So I think the second, or maybe this might be the third time he's gone around doing Uncanny Live. A phenomenal show, really is fantastic. He's such a he's such a charismatic and watchable chap, is Mr. Robbins. Yeah, so yeah, please do. So if you have any ghost stories that you know that are local to you, then please, uh, if you can be bothered to. I know this is a big ask because you've got to obviously spend the time writing it in email form, or you could actually. I mean, it probably take up um, it probably would take up a lot of data or space on someone's hard drive. But if you could, um, I don't know, speak it kind of thing. You tell it yourself, and then I could, if you don't mind, of course, I'll then narrate it myself. I'll tell the story in my style, so to speak, um, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, I mean, I don't just so you know as well. I mean, all the Dead Cold Tales, I don't monetize them at all because I believe that I don't like advertising breaks in between them all. So all the Dead Cold Tales that I do so far, and I want to avoid done four. Hammer Toe, how are you doing? Nice to see you, mate. Sorry, I know you came in earlier on. Sorry, I missed you and I didn't see you, but I got on got to something else. Nice to see you, Hammer Toe. So yeah, I would very much like if you can be bothered to do that. Send me them, deadcoldparanormal at gmail.com, and that please, and I shall narrate them and do them in my inevitable style, if you like that kind of stuff. So that's that one. And beer's going down well, to be fair. All right, okay. I didn't know that beer actually. You said they had, so they play at the beginning. Ah, fantastic. Um, it is indeed Ragnar. Don't Scare Claire and Walking the Weird are both fantastic channels for history, and crowbar a bit of spookiness in as well. That would be they try to do that as well. Shall I try and let me just see if I can sort this out? Where are we at? Just bear with me a second, folks. Sorry, my typing's too slow. How's that? There we go. As a quick ad hoc one there. Send your ghost stories to deadcoldparanormal at gmail.com. Yeah, so as I say again, folks, if you've got a story that you think might be in the region of anywhere between say 10 and 20 minutes long, please send me that on email, and I shall see. Obviously, you'll get a mention because it'll be your story and not mine. So I'll obviously credit you accordingly. Um, but yeah, if you want to and you'd like to do that, then please do. I'd be very much appreciated. That's that one. So, lastly, what I'm going to go through is if anybody has any. Well, I'm going to kick things off. So, the last part of this live stream is going to be if anybody, because obviously with my thumbnail and my big grumpy old man beard kind of thing, and grumpy old man looks pointing at the screen. Like if I could do a shaky finger routine, then that would be fantastic. Why I order. But yeah, that would be great. But obviously, you can't animate a thumbnail. Auntie M says hello. She can't link. She can't link for some reason. Oh, strange. Well, hello, me Auntie Marion. How are you doing, love? So, um, yes. So my pet hates for anything that annoys me within the YouTube paranormal world. Now, I might have mentioned, well, I'd say a pet hates. Hate is a strong word. I'm not a hateful kind of person, as you probably know by now. How you doing, Mythos? Nice to see you, mate. I'm totally late. We'll catch up in the morning. No worries at all, mate. Um, Mythos, did you say you were from? Did you say you were from Durham? Wisdom, how are you doing, mate? Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. I never saw you there before. Sorry, I do apologise, Wisdom. I think Mythos said he was from County Durham, or at least from the northeast. Yeah. So one of my annoyances for the paranormal is I know this is just my personal preference. I'm not hating on anyone at all, but people that constantly call out orbs. Just I just see it all over the place, and it absolutely bakes my noodle to put it in a slightly sweeter form. Um, so yeah, the thing is, I mean, I've had things come into my camera lens before that are blatantly dust particles. Dust particles, yeah, exactly. Dust obsessed, dust particles that are out of focus by they come into the foreground of the camera when the camera's focusing on the midground or the furthest away part. Yeah, exactly, mate. Dust and bugs. Now, I'm quite open to the existence of orbs. Maybe they do. I know. Steve has mentioned before that he's seen a genuine orb. And that's Steve who works with me, not Steve from the Weed Brothers. And I think actually Steve from the Weed Brothers as well as also, or it might be Griff. One of the two of them has actually seen an orb at 30 East Drive, like a proper orb, like you'd see, like I don't know, fist size kind of thing, not just some. So I'm not. But 99.9%, if it even was 99.999%, I'd go to say that every orb that you see on YouTube is a dust particle or a lens flare or a bug or anything, all of the above and many more. It's an out of focus tiny object that's being caught in the camera. Um, I also will actually get. I tell you what, I've just actually thought. I want to give this dude a mention as well. So I want to give another four people a mention. So first of all, many thanks for Dandalf the Grey, Mr. Grey, the world of Mr. Grey, for giving me the inspiration to actually to make this or to go live about my what I was going to do about my channel, because his most recent his most recent his most recent video was on how he thought the paranormal had gone quite stale, because for the same reason that everybody's doing abandons, and that is and that is why after watching that I thought, fantastic, you've hit the nail right in the head there, mate. Um, uh, I'm gonna do a live stream about this said thing, and obviously that's part and parcel why I want to just avoid the whole abandoned situation and get on with what I wanted to do in the first place. Right, let's just have a look at the chat here. My Jan W says my house is full of orbs. I really need to do better housework. Stella has seen blue orbs, which is perfectly fine. I mean, if you've seen them, then that's fantastic. I'm just seeing that, like all paranormal activity, they are extremely rare, as far as I'm concerned, an extremely rare occurrence, almost like rocking or shit and hen's teeth. Diane says, "Did you see one in daylight in the natural light in Munchester Castle? Sorry, Muncaster Castle." Ah, there you go. And Diane is a very, very honest lady, that's for sure. It's Spirit Boxes Barbero says, "The Spirit Boxes that fry me. It said hello. No, it's Lionel Richie said hello." Oh, God, brilliant. Amy said, "I've seen a light like that with my eyes. Cannot explain it. Weird AF." I'm not going to say that word, Amy. But no cameras, just eyeballs. And coincidental, all at the best, as always. Well, exactly. You don't know what you actually do know. The brain and the mind is a very powerful thing. You do not know what is going on and what kind of like images it's portraying in front of you. Let's just look further down here. Nick, I wouldn't go as far to say that, love. We're gonna rip her ears off. This just crazy talk. We don't do bodily mutilation on this channel, love. You might want to go somewhere else. Yes, exactly. Spirit boxes. There's another one. Mr. Badger's macabre music. Hates spirit boxes. Now, I have done quite a few spirit box sessions. I'll leave it up. See you later, Paranormal by the Sea. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry, I just I might have missed them saying goodbye. I did. Sorry. Thanks very much. The spirit boxes. So again, radio waves, clicking through. That constant cycle going through the radio bands can pick up anything. I've had one or two odd things with spirit boxes, but a lot of people actually don't like, and they do actually. They've told me on my videos before. It's one of the reasons why I don't really do it. The noise of a spirit box just is irritating, and it is, to be fair. I'll give you a bit of an inside info here, but I'm not going to say what happened, of course. But that amplifier that I use, the Honeytone amplifier, and the SB7 Spirit Box. So we were down in the cellar in Woodchester Mansion, and I used it. But instead of actually cycling through the channels on the for the SB7 Spirit Box, I just left it as static to see, see if we picked up anything, and then you'll see in the video if we did. But yeah, spirit boxes, a lot of people don't like them. Where are we at? Going further down. Yes, UK Paranormal Search. Just done Woodchester, Mark. Have you done any work with Chris H from there? Cracking bloke. He is a cracking bloke, to be fair, and that's the first time I met him when I went there. Really down to earth bloke. Kev knows him quite well. Obviously, Corinne from the Jamaican Paranormal team was there as well. She's known him for many, many years. Yeah, great bloke. I hope you enjoyed it, mate, because that was I love that place, to be fair. Love it, and I would definitely go again. Avoid all flashy gadgets. Now, I want to pick this one up with Justin because secretly, I wonder if Justin is a bit of a flashy gadget fan, to be fair. For many years when I used to watch Paranormal Truth, they never used to have flashy gadgets like REM pods, K2s, all that kind of stuff. Never used to have them in there. They were famous for it, or infamous for it. But yeah, so to the point of which it makes you a bit paranoid sometimes when you actually start getting these things out, because especially in my younger YouTube days, I'm thinking, I wonder if Paranormal Truth are watching this. They're probably going to be slagging me off for it. But you probably were, and rightly so. Yeah. So again, REM pods, K2s, um, whatever else you want to call them, Mel REMs. Are they proof that something, you ask somebody to go and touch it and then it goes off? Fair enough. I don't know if that's just pure coincidence. You pay a lot of money for some of these REM pods as well. I've got a Mel REM, and it was a present, but I know my good lady paid a lot of money for it. Has it ever gone off? Yes, it has, twice, and both times when the battery was running out. um, it actually, no, I tell a lie. It did go off once. I think it was the third time we went to Call Christmas Church. So that was a bit of an odd one, because obviously, if you know Call Christmas Church, um, and if you want to go and check that video out, the third time I went, got some excellent drone footage there, courtesy of Tony as well. um, so the it actually went off when it was actually balanced on top of a headstone. Again, I haven't done graveyards since then, and I apologise to obviously everyone, but I don't think I'm now of the mind that you shouldn't actually be putting things on graves, headstones, or on graves themselves. If you want to put it somewhere near, so be it. But that's just my personal standpoint of it. Now, if I ever do any more graveyards in the future, and I do happen to get any gadgets out, they will definitely not be going on people's graves. That's for sure. No matter how old the graves are. So yeah, Kenny Biddle is another fantastic guy over in the USA, who apparently, well, I know he is. He's an expert on all things flashy gadgets, and basically how useless they are. So um, stick to what you know, which is mainly your camera, what you see with your own two eyes. And I know I'm being hypocritical here again, because I do use them. But do I believe they actually are work? Do I believe they actually attract spirits? And if they get touched, is there a spirit actually touching it? Probably not, if I'm being honest. Um, but that's just my standpoint on it. Right, let's get down this. Let's get down this one here. Brilliant. Ryan, this fella from the UK made videos where he would name and talk to orbs. It was absolutely hilarious. I can't remember the name, unfortunately. My God, please try and remember that name, Ryan. I need to go and find that. Um, the DR60. That is a, what is it again? Dictaphone. That kind of thing. Yeah, it's been, and that's why they're so expensive, because they've got recall, I believe. I think that's right, Justin. They've got recall because of it. I think Beto was mentioned several times as well. Yeah, there we go. DR60 has proved to be absolute cack. Recalled for being broke. Those channels knew they were broke. Cat balls. Yes, Lisa. Cat balls. There's another one. Now, I haven't used cat balls for a few videos, to be fair. I do still have two. I now have one. It's the only one that now still works. All the others' batteries have died. I used it at Woodchester Mansion, and you'll see when you see the video, you'll see what I now think of them, and how I would like them to react before I even believe anything is even remotely touching them paranormal wise. But yeah, cat balls is another one, Lisa. Again, I think in the end I'll end up doing paranormal investigations with just my camera. Because gadgets is for me is just becoming a bit of a crappy thing, to be fair. And you spend a lot of money on these things. I know I've spent a lot of money on them over the years, and I wish I could have. I wish I could have actually saved that money if you could see your future self. Well, exactly, Adam. Yeah, my misophonia sound annoyance won't let me listen to any spirit box because the sound just runs right down my spine. Well, it probably runs down the majority of people's spines, but obviously if you have a thing about it, then it makes it even worse for yourself. What a buy a DR60. Yes, Ryan. Well, no, that's very right, Amy. At the end of the day, what we actually use is purely just for investigation purposes, and nobody really knows, even with like the likes of K2s, REM pods, whatever else you're going to use. Nobody actually knows because they don't. Nobody actually knows what ghosts really are. I don't care. Some people say there's some kind of magnetic field kind of thing, but nobody really knows that because it's just a guess. It's probably close to a scientific guess as you can probably get. But no, no, I like that. I mean, Amy and Ryan will quite happily debunk themselves, which is always refreshing. So yeah, they might use certain gadgets, but yeah, they'll happily debunk themselves at the same time. So it's all good. Um, Thanks, Mythos. Just seeing this, he hated to call it, seeing your wander to Pendle Hill 3 years ago. Christ, it wasn't 3 years ago, was it? With the this morning with the Weege brothers was a good wander. It was a good wander, to be fair. That pair of hiking boots never recovered from that one. Crack! That was obviously a really good weekend. It was fantastic, and one that I'd happily do again with the pair of them. A good hike and a good laugh. It was good. Exactly. Um, Nick. Justin Daly used to rip it out of Steve when he used to open his bag of gadgets. Question from Brian Yates. Let's have a look at this one. Mark, your thoughts on Mark, are your thoughts on spirits having access to a universal language, thus being able to reply to EVPs and spirit boxes in the language of the asker? Again, if you're going to believe that a spirit, I don't know. That's a good question, to be honest, Brian, and probably one that I probably can't answer with my mental capacity. But I'll take a stab at it. And this might even be the wrong answer. This might be like totally ad hoc to what it is. But the a universal language, I don't know. Does that mean like if somebody in, I don't know, somebody in Iceland has never spoken a word of English, they let's just say obviously that's of course if dead humans are to be believed they're actually ghosts or spirits. Um, they can, once they die, they can understand English if they've never spoken English or even listened to English in their entire lives before. I'm pretty sure that's what you might be getting at. What kind of universal language? I wouldn't have a Scooby Doo, mate. That seems like a question for Kev Kerr, or even who else is in this? Justin. Two very knowledgeable gentlemen. I am not so knowledgeable, unfortunately, mate. Exactly, Diane. He does love secretly. He loves these. I think after all the cameras went off, Diane, I think he got his flashy bits and pieces out, and was all over the all over the location with them. Read into that what you will. It hasn't ever been proven that spirits cause temperature drops. That seems kind of like something that they stole from an author. Exactly. Well, the temperature drops or even temperature rises was doom. Um, it's never been proven, I don't think. I mean, nothing in the paranormal has ever been proven. That's the thing. So no matter what it is, it's not. Knock on the desk there. So yeah, temperature drops, or even for that much, temperature rises. Some people say, "Oh, I'm all of a sudden getting hot." It's all of a sudden got very hot in this room. Maybe I don't know. It's just yeah, it could well be. It comes to that the whole cold thing because they obviously think dead people buried in the ground is the cold of the grave, so to speak, and that suggestion is probably coming from an old horror movie. Excuse me. Kenny Biddle is a menace. He's a good bloke, Kenny Bill. Mel Rod. Who said Mel Rod? Mel Rem. Brian. This is another Brian, not Brian Yates. A Mel Rod is a. I don't actually have it with me. It's downstairs in my bag, or else I'd show you. But you know that a Mel Rem is what, or I think you might be on about, Brian. So it's basically an electronic gadget, and it picks up EMF, electromagnetic fields. It's actually used for detecting where there's actually too much magnetic field that might be coming from, like, say, appliances, like microwaves, or you can actually set them off. You can go around your kitchen, go around your plug sockets, have this Melrem on, or K2 is working on a very, very similar thing. You can put them up to a fridge, or a microwave, or a plug socket, or a radio. Anything that's electric will set it off. What did we do once? When I did Jamaica in with Steve, and Diane was there as well. Now we were given walkie talkies to go around, and then whenever you press that click button to actually talk to somebody, I actually had my Melrem and K2 out in the room that we were in at the time, and the whole thing, all the gadgets just maxed out. So that just proves how easily it can be manipulated, just with the click of a walkie-talkie to go max. Diane said it's a great idea. What she said. My cat balls are the cage type. Yeah, Diane has some cat balls, but they're like, I've got a bell inside of them. Yeah, no lights. What I want to see from my cat balls, or if I ever get any again once the last one dies, is I want to see them move. And to do that, they've got to be in an indent on something. Like, say you've got an indent, or you put in an upturned bottle cap, or that kind of thing, and put the cat ball in the cap so it's on a solid base. If the ball moves, gets knocked off there, then I could quite well believe in them. But until then, if it just goes off randomly, like they do with the cheap Chinese circuits, sorry, I'm not disgracing Chinese folks, but that's what they are. They're just cheap rubbish circuits. So That is it. All right, Diane. Nice to see you. Look, thanks for popping in, darling. Nice to see you, darling. Really is. Where are we at? Where are we at? So, Mike Lowry. Um, Still want to see someone use 26 REM pods as a Ouija board. The way I see it is either it will work or not. If it doesn't, then we can all put the REM pod thing behind us and move on. Well, I'd like to see that. To be fair, we did it actually in 30 East Drive with cat balls on the. So in the living room, they've got this like. If those who know that East Drive, in the living room, they've got this like shag pile rug in the middle of the floor, just in front of the fireplace, and so if you watch my, I'm not going to self promote again, but if you watch my video on East Drive, which explains my point of view of what could possibly be haunting that place, um, and actually bona fide history on the house and the surrounding area as well. But without we're getting off track here. So we put like a big circle. It must have been about. I probably had 3 or 4 balls at that time. I think Steve had 5. I think there were 8 balls altogether in a circle on this shag pile carpet or mat rug, and entice the spirits to come along and do something. But nothing happened. There we go. Not a single cat ball went off. Yes, it was, Steve. It was a good experiment using Old English prayers at Sedgenhoe Church. I got it when me and Steve first went there. We went to an abandoned church in Sedgenhoe, which is near. It's in Bedfordshire, and I'm still bemused why that actually got so many views at the time. It just seemed to take off for some bizarre reason. But yeah, it was a good little experiment, and one that I kind of probably like to use again in the future. I kind of went off piste with that one a bit. Leave our flash bits out of it. Yes, indeed, Justin. We like to leave your flash bits out of it. But yeah, it was a good experiment using Old English prayers played through your phone off YouTube to see if you can entice the spirits. Is Lilith in? Yeah, Lilith's in. Nice to see you, Lilith. Thanks very much for popping in, love. I get scratched on by demons. Well, less said that about the better. This is a family channel. Let's just see what people are saying a bit further down. Night, Hammer Tool. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated. Big. Yes. Just I tell you, if you ever meet Justin, you should do. I tell you what, Justin, you should do at one of these parameets. You should do a talk on your findings at East Drive over the years, because for those that don't actually believe that East Drive is haunted, it would be good. It's a good eye opener for people that obviously coming from a very truthful and honest bloke. And Diane was there as well with them some of the time. What they actually found, or what happened to them in there, mind blown. I've listened to Justin's stories about his stuff at East Drive quite a few times, and some of these, if you go back in my lives, I did interview. Justin was on one of my lives once. I think it was one of the first ones I did a while ago. Before he actually started doing his own lives on his Paranormal Monkey podcast. Yeah, so he talks a bit about it then as well. So see you later, Brian. Thanks very much for popping in, mate. Much appreciated. Has anybody else got any questions at all? What's he? What's he? Love a big furry rug. Yes, well, less said about that the better, mate. I've said before, mate, this is a family channel. You can keep that filth elsewhere. He's probably going to say, well, I was only talking about the rug. Oh, God. Yes, I haven't got... I didn't actually watch Steve and Griff's podcast, live stream last night. I must catch up with it. I had a few other things going on that I needed to take, that we needed to actually take care of. But yeah, fantastic as always. And I always say this about Steve and Griff. Those two were they were the two that influenced me first off in doing my own YouTube channel. So yeah, I've always got a lot of massive respect for Steve and Griff, and I'm sure the whole of the of well, what you'd like to call the honest side of the paranormal community also has a lot of love for Steve and Griff and what they do. Awesome, and 100,000 subscribers. I always think they should be. I mean, that's just me being biased, of course, but they should be way more than 100,000 subscribers. It really is. I think that they should be up 500,000 to 1,000,000 at least. As Beto just said the other night, should be the other way around. The good, honest paranormal channels should have the millions, and the ones that do it for entertainment purposes should be down where in the thousands. But that's just the way it is. People prefer to be entertained with a false narrative rather than doing an honest paranormal investigation. Because, quite frankly, and honest paranormal investigators will tell you this, doing a paranormal investigation is boring as cack. A lot of it is just you sitting around talking to walls and talking to thin air. But if you sat inside a fantastic old building, it's half the battle. It really is. Right, folks. So if anybody hasn't got any more questions, what I'm going to do, because I am quite chatted, it's getting on to like 10 o'clock here. I am. Oh, hang on a minute. What is this one? From Dorset Paranormal Investigators. I'll answer this one. Would you consider doing voiceover work as a job? Yes, I would, as long as it paid more than my current wage. And I'd even take a drop in my current wage to do voiceover work full time, if of course my voice is good enough. Obviously quite a few of you guys seem to like my stories and my voiceover work that I've done I've done voiceover work for Beardo, the Ouija Brothers, and obviously my own stuff as well. But yeah, I would definitely love to do that as a job. I don't know if it would actually. I don't know if voiceover work pays well. I've never even looked into it, to be fair. But yeah, that's thanks very much for that question, Chris from Dorset Paranormal Investigators. Always good, mate. Always good. Exactly, mate. They should be really, as Beto says. Voiceover work is okay as a side hustle. Side hustle. I like that one, mate. Voiceover for a chocolate advert. Smooth and creamy galaxy, the smoothest part of the day. You remember that advert? Long time ago. The case, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is an absolute legend. He really is. What a great bloke. Don't worry, Chris. I'm not going to start singing on. I'm not going to start singing on videos now. That will. I'll leave that one for you. No, I mean, I've been, I've been told of quite a few people that I should probably look into doing voiceover work as a bit of a, I don't know, it could be like it could be a bit of source of extra income. I'm not, it could be, I don't know. I've never actually approached any agencies or companies about it, or I just do it. I do these things for a hobby. Even the paranormal investigation stuff is a hobby. Um, I gave up on becoming a fantastic YouTuber many years. Well, not many years ago, but once I hit about 1,500, I thought I ain't gonna do this. I'm not chasing the YouTube algorithm. It's not for me. Um, as you are, Mister 5'2". This 5'2" thing, honestly. Where did I come from again? I think I came from Steve, didn't it? It came from Steve from the Ouija Brothers. He's because they're so bloody tall, and obviously when I'm big with them, I get the piss rate out of me something terrible. I am actually just a shade under 6 foot. Some people might say 6 foot 11, sorry, 5'11", but Steve seems to think I'm 5'2", and that's where that one came from. Just kind of logged on from there. Next time I went on to wear Beardo's live stream, everybody started calling me 5'2". Very nice of you to say so. That is a good list to be under. My goodness me, can you imagine that? Voices I could listen to reading a phone book. Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones, amazing. He was Darth Vader, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. James Earl Jones, Sean Connery, the legend himself. Yes, Miss Moneypenny. Brian Blessed. That guy is just energy personified. And now he does the Flash adverts here in the UK. And now me. Well, thanks very much, Adam. If I could get in a position I could pay, I can pay you. You'll narrate all my invests. Very nice of you, mate. Adam, wash hands. Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands. Has that something to do with COVID? It's got to be. Anti-T. Right, folks. I tell you what. Right. Final one from Mike, and then I'm gonna call it, folks. So, quick question from Mike. Mike says, "Are you going to do more live streams like this? If you like them, then yes, I will. Um, I don't mind coming on and chewing the fat kind of thing, and just. But yeah, what I need though is a little subject kind of thing, the little leader. I thought Mister 5'2" was your age. I'm 52 myself. Wait, you're in a good club there, Ragnar. 52. You're in your 50s, mate. When I was 50, I was 50. But then when you get to 51, you're in your 50s. As a friend of mine so gladly pointed out to me. When is the next video, Judy? Good question. I am working on it, to be honest. I am definitely working on it. It's just slow because of other things that are going on in the background. And those things have to take precedence first, to be fair. So whenever possible, I am working on it, and I will be doing some more work on it this weekend. It's all good. It's all good. Thanks very much, Audrey. Thanks for dropping in. Nice to see you. And thanks for that, Ruby Moon as well. There's Ruby Moon. I did see Ruby Moon. I think I called out Ruby Moon before. Brilliant stuff. Right, I tell you what, thanks very much everyone for coming in tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. Can't believe I had like nearly 75 views at peak just for somebody to come in and watching little old me. It's been fantastic, it really has. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you all extremely soon. Um, I tell you what, he comes in at the 9th hour. Unless he's been hanging around in the peripheries all night and not said a goddamn word. He's coming in at the 11th hour, sorry, and there he is, Mr. Steve Richards. I tell you what, you just missed me. You just missed me, mate, when I was actually bigging you up again. All right, folks. On that note, I were going to bid you all adieu. You bugger, Steve. Lots of love, mate. And lots of love to everyone. Many thanks for coming in. You've made this old fella, you've cheered this old fella up, you really have. And I shall see you all very soon. Thanks very much, darlings.